Girls can't fight, you say? I'd like to see you spend one day training with this young lady.
Hi, my name is Ronda Rousey. I'm fighting on Strikeforce Challengers 20 against Julia Budd on November 18th. Kind of a classic grappler versus a striker match, you know. So her main goal is going to be to try and keep me away and strike with me, and I'm going to try and close distance and clinch up and take her to the ground. I think that I do have a strength advantage in that, you know, she might visibly have more muscle, but you know, through judo and all of those years of experience, I think that I'm more efficient with the strength that I do have. And I think I definitely have an experience advantage in that she's had, you know, she's competed 13 times in her life, and I've competed thousands of times.
Ronda Jean Rousey has quite the resume as an Olympic-level judoka.
My biggest accomplishments in judo were I made my first Olympic team when I was 17. And I was actually the youngest competitor in all of judo in that Olympics. A few months later, I won the Junior World Championships, which is under 20 years old, but I was 17. A few years later, I won the Pan American Championships and Pan American Games as well. And then I got second in the World Championships and then bronze in the Olympics. Olympics this time around was supposed to be like my peak, you know, and I was supposed to go for my gold medal run, but I decided to do MMA instead. I feel like my peak would be more well spent in a sport that actually paid me money.
The apple didn't fall far from the tree with Rousey. Her mom was also a high-level judoka.
My mom was a little hesitant at first about the whole MMA thing. You know, no one likes to see their daughter get punched in the face. She has really come around. She's seen how much more, you know, work and dedication I put into MMA than I ever did into judo, and how enthusiastic I am about the whole thing. And she's come around to see it as a sport instead of just a spectacle.
The toughest task for Rousey has been finding ring time. She's finished all 3 of her pro fights in under 100 seconds combined. All 3 of Rousey's pro fights have finished with the same result, an armbar. This fight against Edion Gomez took only 25 seconds. Despite the lack of MMA experience, Rousey is already being pushed to face #1 world-ranked Cristiane Cyborg Santos.
Ideally, I would like to have like 5 or 6 pro fights under my belt before, you know, because it would be the most important fight of my whole career, and I would want to be at my peak at that point, and I feel like I'm still improving a lot. I want to, you know, wait for the exact right time. I want to be the best I ever can be before I go for that title, because even though I know I could win that fight today, I want the odds to be as largely in my favor as humanly possible before I go for it.
Ronda has high hopes to make history as a female MMA fighter.
My weight has been very, very, very light, actually, and I've been thinking about going for the belt in both divisions and being the first woman to actually hold 2 titles.
Although her nickname is Rowdy, Ronda is quite the opposite when she's not in the gym or training.
Hobbies outside of training largely involve not moving. I was saying if I was an animal, I'd be a crocodile. You know how they can actually not eat for like a year. They can just kind of sit there and not move, and then explode in the action, and then they just kind of sit there and float around, you know. If I'm not training, I'm resting. It's so grueling to train and do all this stuff all the time. I mean, what can you do for excitement that doesn't involve movement? Video games. I'm a really big video game nerd, actually. I used to moderate a Pokemon forum on Game Talk.
Ronda has great people she works with to hone her skills in all areas of MMA.
All my guys here at GFC, Edmund Taverdian's my striking coach. Manny Gamburian is, you know, an old teammate of mine who actually spent a lot of time teaching me when I was a little kid. I tore my knee out when I was 16, and he spent like pretty much most of that year just doing private lessons with me. Jean LaBelle has also been there a lot for me, and all along the way. And you know, Gokor was an old teammate of my mother's, and you know, has always been very helpful to me ever since I was a little kid. Leo Frinku, he was a Greco-Roman world champion. He also owns a personal training gym. He does all my personal like strength conditioning, and he's also my wrestling coach. We wrestled on the SK Golden Boys, Dynamics MMA. Henry Akins has been working with me a lot on my ground game, which I really feel like, you know, has changed a lot within the past couple weeks even. So people are going to see even worse ground from me, I think.
if you know where to go. Love on the street in the city, summertime scene in the city. Baby, it's great in the city, just a little bit of hate for the city.
Be sure to tune in November 18th. I'm going to fight on Showtime for Strikeforce Challengers 20 against Julia Budd. And thank you for watching MMAinterviews.tv.
Godspeed and party on.